So hi guys, and there has been one more video for you people. So since I had told you that I will start right from the first, and in my last video I had explained why first house is so much important and what is the significance of the lord of the first house or lagna into the different houses of your kundali or the birth chart. Now we came to the second house. Dhan Kutumbavani means money, your family, and your voice. See, all the 12th houses, if you consider a human life, the overall life or the age for 120 years as a maximum, each house has got the subdivision of 10 years roughly. Okay, first is Lagna, first 10 years when a person is born. Okay, whatever the legacy he is carrying from his past karmas and what he is getting into this life from his family. Now second house is Vani. Why? It is the first house of your vocal capabilities. How you will develop your speech abilities, the person around you, the family in which you have been brought up, and it is also the house of the savings and the liquid money, cash. Okay, parental property, because initially when you earn, okay, you don't know how to spend that, you ultimately saves that. Initially you get the money and the feeding or the assets from your family, most of the people. Okay, so this is why this house is so much important. It is owned by Danav Guru Shukracharya, and the significator or the Karaka of this house is both Jupiter and Venus. Okay, so that is why it is also considered to be the first Markesh, as Jupiter and Venus, although they both are gurus, highly learned planets, but their approach or the identity towards life are very much opposite. Venus provides you the materialistic things, happiness. Jupiter provides you the materialistic things, but up to a limit. It provides you the real family happiness. Okay, so though these two things are somewhat, they are competitors, if not the exact enemies. Okay, so that is why it is also the first Markesh, but somehow it is very much, it holds very much importance in your life. Family, money, and voice. Now, if the second lord goes into the first house, most of the time such peoples, they born into a good family, well-to-do family. Okay, their speech abilities, it depends which planet is owing the second house, and which planets are aspecting it, or with which planet it has got conjuncted. But roughly, if the second house goes into the first house, the person will be somewhat rude into his vocal abilities. Why? Because first house is 12th to the second house, and any planet which sits 12th to its own house, somewhat it lost its most superlative benefits. These people, they will get the savings or the supports initially from the family, but somehow they will waste it if the other planets are not right. Okay, it is, you can say, 50-50 position. You will get everything, but how you will develop that, or how you will escalate that, or how you will utilize that, that depends upon your own abilities. Second lord into the first house, second lord into the second house, it's a thumb rule. Always remember that any planet which sits into his own house or aspecting its own house, it will always be beneficial for that. Apart from one planet, I should say that Saturn is a naturally malefic planet. If it aspects its own house also, then even it will provide a little bit of troubles there. So you can say 80% of the good things, 20% of the negative things. But in the general considerations, if any planet is in its own house, it is even better than holding the exalted position. Okay, now second lord into the second house. Here second lord sits second to itself. Okay, second, third. second, third. So it is second to itself. It a planet or the owner of the dhan bhav is into the dhan bhav from itself. And third house, what is the third house? It is of your own efforts. Okay, it's a house of hardships. It significates the, your fruits from your efforts. If a person is hardworking, he will definitely earn money. If a person will try, he will keep his family together. If a person will attempt, he will make his speech very much impressive and can control that. It is something which is directly related to the karma. Okay. Now second house into the fourth. Second house lord into the fourth house. Fourth house, house of family, asset, mother. Okay. Here the second house is third from its own position. Okay, second, third, fourth, third. So there will be troubles, okay, but that will be negotiated with the passage of the time. The person will, will create his own house by his own efforts. He can get from the family also, but the probability is more that he will self create his own living house. All right. And these people are very much attached with the family, and they can manage the money of the family more efficiently than anyone else. Now, second lord into the fifth house. Second, third, fourth, fifth. Here the second house lord is in the Kendra position from its own house. So it will bring up the money from learning, from share market also, sometimes from gambling also. Okay, this is highly benefic position, but one thing which is a little bit distractive, that the person can go lazy. If a person is getting the easy money, he can go lazy, and with the passage of time, if the luck stops favoring him, it will be really hard for him to sustain his position. Okay, because 2 times, 3 times, 5 times you will get a sudden money. Okay, sudden money. You get used to that. You started believing in your destiny, and you just wasted your time in spending that money which you have gained easily. This will impact the development of your abilities, the natural abilities. So this is kind of a led to the downfall in the long run. But if the planet is someone like Jupiter, or you can say Mercury, who are sharp at mind, they know, if I am getting this much of the money, if I am getting 100 rupee away, it's without much of the effort, I should invest 80 and utilize 20 for my recreation purposes. Okay, now second lord into the sixth house. Okay, although this is the 5-9 connection, because second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, but as sixth house is for diseases, your debts, your enemies, rog shatru rin durghatana, basically. So your money will get wasted or spent on either tackling the problems for yourself or for your family. Okay, there may be some parental property cases, or someone gets ill into the in your family, and you have to spend money on his recovery. Specifically, if the second house lord goes into the sixth house, the best remedy for that is plant the tree which is associated with your second house planet holder. Okay, suppose Venus is your second house planet, or say Saturn is your second house owner, and it goes into the sixth house, you should plant up the plant which is associated with Saturn, like Shami. Okay, this will give you relief for the lifetime. If the plant survives, or as it will get grown up, you will get free from all the troubles of the sixth house slowly and steadily. Now the second house lord goes into the seventh house. It has gone sixth from his original position. Okay, so second house, or the dhanesh, goes into the seventh house, the house of marriage and the long run partnerships. it indicates financial benefits, okay, but at the same time disturbance at the personal level. You may get associated with some partner with whom you are getting money, but this person is very hard to get on with. You have got a spouse which brings you a rich dowry, but it is very difficult to live with her. So this is a position which is materialistically quite good, but it destroys the peace of mind sometime. Okay, you have to live on a compromising mode just because you are getting money through that source. Now second house lord goes into the eighth house. Now it is seventh or into the Kendra position from itself, and the most important, the second house owner when sits into the eighth house, it aspects its own house, the second house. It will definitely increase your savings, although eighth house is not that much good, and if the planet is not into the condition of a complete Viparit Raj Yoga, then even the second house lord into the eighth house, when it aspects its own house, it saves your family from the troubles. It provides you consistent savings, even it can be the small savings. Okay, every month you are getting something extra which you can save. All right, and your voice, you will learn where to be on a silent mode. This is the best thing about second lord into the eighth house. It will somehow carry on or bear up the consequences of the eighth house ups and downs, but the benefits which is associated with its own house, it will provide you that. It can also give you sudden money, because second house is dhanesh. It goes into the eighth house and aspects its own house, the second house, so it can provide you sometimes big money also. If the rahu or a ketu associated with your eighth house or sitting with your dhanesh in the eighth house only, and if if their relationship with your dhanesh is good, then definitely you can get big money, although hardly once or couple of time in during that mahadasha, but it can provide you that. Okay, now second house into the ninth house, dhanesh into the ninth house or the house of luck. It's very very good from the money point of view. Okay, the person will get money from his luck only. It will put up the effort for the 10 rupee, he will get 80, 100, 90, this much of the escalation will be there. But the second house lord into the ninth, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, the ninth, it is sitting eighth to its original position. So the problem will be sudden losses sometimes. Okay, but anyhow, the luck will provide you or compensate for that also, but temporarily you may get depressed because of the shortage of the money or the sudden big loss of the money, but somehow you will get your money also back, and you will get the consistent money with the support of your luck. All right, now second house lord into the 10th house, the house of the highest activities. Okay, another kendra, and here the your dhanesh will be ninth from its original position. Okay, so such people are very good in grabbing money from the connections. Okay, they can provide the public services, they can take the small contributions from too many people to make themselves rich, they can be the social solicitors. So such people always believe to to work for the mutual benefit, for the benefit of the society, for the benefit of the people associated with them, for the benefit of their stakeholders, and keeping their own interest also in mind. They are very good at making money with their contacts at the social level. All right, now if your second house lord goes into the 11th house, this is the best position the second lord can have. First, dhanesh goes into the house of desires, house of profit, okay, house of contacts. Okay, all right, 11th house is materialistically the best house in the whole horoscope, And if the dhanesh goes into the house of labhesh, it's a grand thing. If there is a tatkalik maitri in between the 11th lord and the second lord, or the 11th lord is also well posed, then the person will definitely fulfill, if not 100%, then at least 75 to 80% of his materialistic desires. It is also sitting kendra, okay, from his own position, as well as these both houses are somewhat related with the wealth. Okay, now second lord into the 12th house. So this is a little difficult position, although being 11th from his own house, this is a beneficial position. But 12th house is the house of permanent losses. Person, the things which you cannot, recover or regain, as if you moves into the hospital, your expenses there. If you moves into a jail, okay, you cannot buy back that time you spend while being in hospital or in jail or in mental asylum. So this indicates that the person's money, okay, can get wasted on such kind of a leisure activities which may be harmful for him in the future. Suppose you started drinking, you have got excess money, you started drinking. For 10 years you enjoyed the life, and after 10 years you suddenly realize that you have got a severe stomach problem. This is what second lord into the 12th house gives you. The money which you utilize for your recreation, your enjoyment, and ultimately getting a permanent disease or permanent loss out of that. So this is what the analysis of the second house into the second house lord into the different houses of the kundali. And if you want to strengthen your second house lord, it is basically for dhan kutumbavani. Okay, so always, if your second house lord is afflicted, always give some amount of money regularly into your household. Okay, into your basically specifically to the parents, to the other family members. घर चलाने के लिए आप थोड़ा पैसा दीजिए. Always control your voice, control your speech. Don't try to hurt someone with your speech. And utilize your money for the good purposes. It will escalate that. And obviously, it's the owner is Venus and the Karaka is Jupiter. So both are kind of divine planets, and both were great sages, rishis. So the chanting of the mantras will be the best remedy. It depends which planet owns your second house. Okay, so this is the analysis of the second lord into the different houses of the kundali, and soon I will come up with my other video. All right, till then, take care. Bye bye.